I know each of you in the media here and viewers out there probably heard us in law enforcement or even in community events talk about what is the problem. And I'm going to go ahead and address the first thing that I know it's going to come up. Because there are individuals out there viewing, and to include some of you media, that want to blame the one thing that has no ability or the capacity to commit the crime itself. And that's the gun. These individuals committed the crime.
Preach, brother, preach. Welcome to another installment of the Connecticut Gun Bench. Today's video is brought to you by P.A.N. Firearms, LLC. P.A.N. Firearms for NRA certification and multifaceted gun training. You can reach us at 203-300-6343 or use our website at www.panfirearmsllc.com. As always, there'll be a link in the description box below. And if you like my content, like my channel, and like to support me, you can do so at the links in the description box below. And let's talk about this. Now, this happened 3 days ago. 3 days ago. There was a triple murder in Marion County, Florida. And at the time, they had captured 2 of the people who were involved, and the third was on the run. Now, there's a sheriff out of Marion County who has created waves because he went to a press conference and he just laid it down as to what the problems are in our society. And he started out, as you heard, by saying it's not the damn gun. Now, I got pieces of this that I want to give you. I'm going to make sure, I don't want to make this video too long. I'm going to give you pieces of what he said. And, I have had arguments with people. I'm still having arguments with people on social media, left and right, saying that in the end, it is not about the implement. It is about the person and their intent. And they don't want to hear that. They just want to hear, and they always try to play the numbers game. Well, more people are killed by this or more people are killed by that. And I'm like, so you're saying that one person who's killed by an axe is less important than one person who's shot by a gun. And that's a mentality. But I want to go ahead and play this, Sheriff. And there's going to be a few clips here. But let's go ahead and watch this.
Now, what's the solution? I wish I could give you that answer, because this world would be a whole lot better. But the fact is, society fails it. We do not hold our juveniles accountable. We minimize their actions. And let me tell you why I say this. Last night, I had to stare into the eyes of 2 mothers. It's not their fault. Because what I saw last night was 2 mothers who are willing to give their sons everything, do everything for them, and give them their own lives. But just like you and I, no matter how much we teach them, because I am a father, I am a father, and I cannot fathom what they were going through. These mothers and mothers across this nation need all of your help. Because here's what infuriates me. I've got a particular media who has a problem with putting photos of juveniles out. Now, we do it what the law says we can do. Put these photos out. I put myself in the shoes of those mothers because I heard one of them say it. I wish I would have known what this one was doing and who they were, because my kid never would have hung out with them. And to think and believe, to minimize any actions that is criminal of a juvenile is a disservice and, frankly, stupid to think. We need to hold them accountable. And then hope that we can change them.
Look, I get the arguments on both sides. Juveniles aren't adults. You don't want to ruin them for the rest of their lives. But I get the social impact of having a sense of accountability. I get the arguments. I want to get a little bit more into the complexity of it. Because the odds are, if you talk to the mothers who are dealing with the worst thing in the world, which is losing a child, they wind up being very quick advocates for making sure that it can never happen to anybody else. And as we know, crime is complicated. And why this happened is complicated. But we also know that we do very little to stop it in any way. And I mean that as a gun owner across the board, how we educate the kid, how we deal with consequences for kids, how we deal with opportunities for kids, how we deal with avenues to dignity for kids, and how we deal with how our society addresses how people store their weapons, how easily you can get them, where illegal firearms come from, how they're sold. I think we should be addressing all of it. Why would you be closed off to anything that might make you have to do this one less time?
Because here's the thing. There's this precious little piece of paper that sits in Washington, D.C.
Mm-hmm.
It's called the Constitution of the United States. And our founding fathers put the Second Amendment in there for a clear reason. And I get the argument. You know, people talk about their kids dying. But there was a specific reason. And if we as a society think that we cannot be, that time will not repeat itself, you're foolish. That piece of paper
You don't think we
has
can do any better?
Can we do better? Oh, absolutely we can do better. But the better isn't the one focus on one particular thing. You name particular laws that are in place. All we're doing is keep compounding, putting law after law after law that has zero effect. Listen, here in the state of Florida, convicted felon cannot possess a firearm. You know how many convicted felons we come in contact to possess a firearm?
Most.
The law is ineffective. Yeah, I can
Well,
charge
a little
them.
bit. Yeah, I mean, look, the argument's about enforcement. It's about availability. I'm not saying it's a panacea. I'm a gun owner. You know what I mean? Obviously, I'm not going to be that big a hypocrite. But I think most gun owners are responsible, store and keep their weapon safely, and don't want just anybody getting them. And frankly, most of us are frustrated that nobody knows how to use the weapon, that there's really no training that goes along with it. But do you understand why people got fired up that a man who's supposed to be keeping them safe seemed like he didn't care how many guns there were in society, when the argument you make, guns don't kill people? Well, none of the things that kill us on their own. Fentanyl doesn't kill you if you don't take it, right? Drugs don't kill you if you don't put them in you, but we make them illegal because that's all that can happen if you do. Guns are the same way. That's why we see most of our death is what? Suicide. Right? That's the number one gun crime. I'm just saying, are you really that closed off to putting everything on the table?
Absolutely. I am. Because here's the one thing. You don't have a constitutional right to take fentanyl or any other drug. You have a constitutional right to possess a firearm. And as much as distasteful as it is, even people that are out here that, well, we may not like. And if a criminal hasn't done certain things that rises to the level of a felony, even they have the right to possess a firearm. And don't get me wrong, I know people are going to take that statement right there and just run with it or make something totally out of what I'm saying. Okay? But the fact is there is things that you cannot compromise. And that's the Constitution of this United States. You can't.
Heard that and you saw that. Now, when you saw it in the News Nation, when when he was on with Chris Cuomo. He just laid it out. And I've heard people say this. Well, when has ever people have to rise up against their government, and we're too civilized for that, and it's a bunch of crap. 1938 Germany, they thought they were too civilized. And look what happened. And I mean, you can't help but just, your heart swells when you hear somebody just start speaking truth, because like, I wish I could remember the philosopher, but the people who speak the truth will become the most hated in a society. And this guy just laid it out, and I am 100% on board with what he's saying. The justice system let these kids run buck wild in the streets. They're 12 and 17. And they shot and killed 3 other people. Right away, 12, 17. You're not supposed to have access to a firearm, technically, a handgun, period. That's federal law. But yet they somehow managed to do it. So what gun control would have prevented them from doing what they did? And the sheriff just put them out there. A justice system that let them run the streets. Kept giving them break after break after break. Until finally they killed somebody. Yo, there it is. This society is broken, and the only answer these fools have is gun control. And I'm going to tell you this now. This whole push for gun control, let's just hypothesize for a second. Imagine they get it, and all the guns are gone, and the violence continues. It'll probably escalate. What do you think? They don't care. After they get the guns, they're just going to go, oh well, and that's it. It's not about your safety. But applause to the sheriff, Billy Woods down there in Marion County, Florida. Hey, you got, no nonsense, says it like it is. And you gotta love that. But let me know what you think. As always, you can leave your comments in the comment section below. And as always, any statements of violence or statements that lead to violence will be removed. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to hit that notification bell so you're notified the next time a video goes live. I will see you on the next one. Peace.